Some of the techniques I used on the person that had the first heart surgery, he's in the hospital 7 months, he can't walk. So he's hobbling around. And so I thought he had a bypass and some stents and things like that. That's what I usually get. And he goes, no, I had a heart transplant. I got the heart of a 21-year-old man. So what I found out, that one leg was longer than the other leg. So there's a muscle on the side right above the pelvis here. It's called a quadratus lumborum. In chiropractic college, it's called a hip hiker. Well, that muscle was super inflamed and the hip was sucking up. So it made all kinds of tension, causing the static pain. So he would take like a little step, he would almost fall down. They did an MRI, they did all these scans. They said, okay, we'll see if it goes away. They left him just like that. That's no help for you. So that's where my intuitive healing from God came in, told me where to push, how much tension to push, and then to work around the glute area, also right around on both sides of the pelvis and the groin crotch area. Where the muscles here get real tight too, you can push those back down. And then on the side of the hips is the tensa fascia lata, and that makes your pelvis tilt down like that. So you're walking at an angle. So when I release those, it brings the pelvis up. It brings you more upright. And so that's just a whole basic thing. Then when you have the scar tissue all over the chest and everything, and they took a vein out of his leg, so he had a huge scar there. Well, one of the most important things to do is to work on the scar. Well, what he told me, don't touch my scar, it hurts. Well, it hurts because all the tissue is damaged, it's all bound up. There's no blood flow and circulation for a huge area in his leg. All around his chest, all around that scar tissue, when you go right over the tissue and you manipulate it across the way of the scar tissue. So his scar was this way, so I manipulated it sideways across it, and I broke that damaged tissue up to where he had more flexibility in his whole chest. He could actually breathe better because the intercostal muscles, the chest muscles, when you have a trauma like that, everything binds back up. Well, if you don't release all that inner tension is gonna stay there till the day you die. You're stuck with it. And then he wasn't moving a lot, he couldn't move his shoulders, so he's a good sized guy. So I released his lats, so that way his shoulder, because he had, they call it gorilla hands. He was turned in like that. So after a couple months of working with him, I had him up like this. And I just started throwing him into these different classes. One thing you have to realize when you have a heart transplant, you have no electrical signal and anything going on inside there, so you have to warm him up differently. So I put him on a treadmill 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then the heart warms up mechanically, for lack of a better term. It starts pumping more blood and flow on its own by movement, not by an electrical signal from the brain. So once it gets to a certain pulsing and it's warm on its own, then it'll work just like anybody else's heart. And he can exercise and do everything that everybody else does. But basically what I did is I exuded confidence into the man, told him what he will do, what he can do, and what he's going to do, and put people around him and put him in these classes and got the big things why he couldn't move. If someone can't walk, that's when I got to help him so he can walk. He can't use his arm, let's get him so he can use his arm. You can get so overwhelmed thinking you got so much stuff wrong with you, you're just gonna sit in a rest home the rest of your life, or some little retirement center downtown or something like that. You're not gonna earn any more money, so unless you're rich, you're gonna be in some flop hotel. So it's more than just healing the body. I'm obsessed with this kind of work because I've been injured so bad before in car accidents that I made it an obsession to heal people and to find the best ways I can to fix the issues that I need to fix. Now, if it's something that I can't repair, like a bone or something in the joint in the wrong place, I have a whole team of several chiropractors that I use that tremendously help people because they'll take an x-ray and show you a picture and that everything's in the wrong place. And they say, John, we need you to work on all these muscles so I can work on adjusting the vertebrae so the head will go back where it's supposed to go. And so I had an Element Wellness Center, Dr. Vince. That man saved my life. My bones just were almost fused together at one level, and I had a reverse curve, and my head was literally was like in front of my body out like this. And now my head, they call it like a military neck. It's actually straight up and down. And I had over a 600% improvement in restoring where my neck was before, because they have a red line where you are now and a green line where you're supposed to be. So you can't make that up. It's like a science. You're looking at facts. And 8 months later, they did that again. And plus, I felt tremendously better. So when you incorporate the right modalities, that's what you have to do to heal people. I had an orthopedic surgeon after the car accident. he said, don't go to the chiropractor unless you want to die. Well, that's true to some point, because one chiropractor, when he adjusted me, my fingers and my toes tingled, and he was a pastor. So you gotta realize God works in mysterious ways. He helps a lot of people do a lot of things. He's giving me this gift, this intuition. To God bless all those people, because they made me get smarter by injuring me, and they made me develop other ways, other techniques. So I'm showing them how to heal themselves. The thing about me is I give people homework to do. I don't give them just a band to move around. I have an 8-pound medicine ball, some lacrosse balls, a TRX, the stuff you see in my other videos. And what it does is it physically starts putting their body in a normal posture where their body's supposed to be. And everybody forgets to talk about that. People come into medical things, they come into me, yeah, I just saw my orthopedic, I saw this, they got one shoulder like this, their head's like that, their foot's, a lot of people, especially MMA, their feet are turned out like this, they have tight IT bands, that ruins your hips, causes all kinds of sciatica, throws your body off balance. A lot of people, they stand too close together, that means their adductors are real tight, so I'm losing my balance right here. So when you loosen these inside muscles, that controls the balance and the alignment of your body. So when you're driving your car down the road, you let go of the steering wheel and it drifts to one side. It's really annoying, huh? When you're driving 20 or 30 miles. Well, you don't think about your human body's doing the same thing. When these muscles are tight, your body's fighting you every step you take. And you wonder why. Oh, it's just a natural progression. And you gotta watch out for who, the friends, the people you have in the circle of your life, because they tell you that's okay, don't worry about it. What I did to heal from my injuries is I sought people out. I found people that could help me. I had doctors that told me when I was working on cars all the time, they said, John, I want you to sit down. I want you to take off your gloves. I want you to put all your tools over there. I want you to look me in the eye. And they said, John, they can work on your back. They can do this and that. This is in 2008, okay? In 2008, they didn't know very much about doing neck surgeries. They said, don't let them operate on your neck. So now we're in 2025, and I've had regenerative therapy in my neck. I've had Dr. Vince, which did the mechanical adjustments. I've used my own intuitive healing abilities to work on all the muscles now that the disc and everything are in the right place. So I had to go through extreme pain, all kinds of different treatments to get to where I am today. But the whole thing, the main thing I can tell people is not to give up and to keep searching a different way. When that guy says you're stuck with this, that's where you're going to be the rest of your life. If I would have believed that orthopedic surgeon right now, I'd probably be paralyzed. And he'd say, well, you know, that's the statistic. That's what we do, because that's what he does. He does operations. He's an orthopedic surgeon. I had another surgeon help me in 2017, Dr. Cho Kim. That guy is amazing. And I'll show you, he has a video on YouTube, and he says, John, your neck's in bad shape, but I'm going to show you some strengthening exercises. If you do these for 6 weeks, you won't have to have an operation. If you don't do them, you're going to be pushing me, because I love to do operations. So basically what he's going to do is he has you interlock your fingers behind your head, and you're going to push down, and then you're going to go up. And you're going to keep doing this maybe 10, 15 times. And nice and slow, and you're just going to range of motion. And I can add a little bit more to the range each time, because you're warming up everything inside there. So you're getting your body, your neck muscles used to moving through a broad range of motion forward and back. Then you put your little finger close to your lip here, and you push with tension to this side. Then you come back this way. Same thing, 10 to 15 times. So when I first started doing it, you know, I could only go, barely could move like that. And I heard all these crunchy, crackling sounds, and I called Dr. Kim, hey, what's going on with this, all these noises? Don't worry about the noises, John, keep doing the exercises. So you do the same thing on this side. And the last one is you go on the side of your head, you push over this way and come back this way. Same thing on this side. And I usually do it after I get out of the shower in the morning, because my body's warmed up a little bit, and one side you can see still doesn't move quite as much as the other side, but all these muscles are incredibly strong, incredibly flexible. So when the chiropractor does his adjustments, when I do my manual muscle release work and everything else that is incorporated in that plan, and I got the regenerative therapy, I've got like a brand new neck. I'm a 68-year-old man with a new neck. I can't fix the actual disc, the bones, you know, but all the discs between them have all new tissue all the way up. And when I got my regenerative therapy, they put it in the lower disc, and all the discs get rebuilt. It travels up the line, all your discs. And what was neat is I got to see it on a diagnostic ultrasound live 30, 45 days later, and I think one more time 60 days later, I got brand new tissue. So if I would have got that operation in 2008, and here it is, some doctors that I fixed their cars, they blessed me. They said, don't do it. So if you have to do it, something's broken, then you have to do it, obviously, you know. But here's an orthopedic surgeon that's is telling me he loves to do operations, but if you do these exercises, you won't need an operation. So the biggest thing I can say to a lot of people, especially with the heart transplant man and stuff like that, a lot of people come here depressed. So if you stay in a state of depression, you're never going to get healed because your mind's going to keep saying you're never going to make it. But if you tell yourself every day, you're going to make it, you're going to make it, you're going to make it, you're going to find inspirational people to be around, have a small circle of friends that I have. They're all very inspiring and they're all doing better than I'm doing. So I'm kind of chasing their level. They're raising the bar for me all the time. Now I'm getting closer to their bar. So I'm not getting rid of those friends. I still have them, but I'm chasing people that are at higher levels than me because I want to keep going to the highest level possible so I can help the most amount of people. And the last thing I'll leave you with, I was at Whole Foods the other day and I saw a lady putting a display out. And I go, hey, your neck, can I help you? How do you know? I said, I can see it, ma'am. God told me if I can help you, asked if I can help you. She goes, yeah, I was in the parking lot filling my forms out for my work that I do for the display here, and I got rear-ended in the parking lot. So she just got devastated, minding her own business, doing her paperwork for her job. So I stood behind her, she was sitting in her chair, she was giving people little demos of the drinks and the snacks, whatever she was doing, and I was working on her neck. About 25 minutes later, she was just almost in tears. She was just so ecstatic that she could turn her neck and she was out of pain. And that's the kind of thing that we want to help the society with, is doing things like that. That woman's life has changed forever. And I got a lot of funny looks like, what are you doing touching that woman? And she's smart, she's happy, you know? So a lot of other people said, good for you. So I'm trying to encourage a whole army of more people to do what I do and try to train people and show them different techniques. So now we're gonna start making videos more of like tutorials, and we'll put some kind of a ebook or something together in the future where it'll show you different sections. So lay people at home, whatever, or other people that want to use these techniques, they've already been proven for 18 years. You can still use those same techniques and get good results with them. So thank you very much.